Okay, so now that we have all of our measurements and we drew out the space of what our pantry looks like, we can take everything that we already took out and begin putting it away. Okay, so all of the oils and vinegars I'm thinking are going to go right here. Now we have a really big oil, like one of these ones you buy at Costco, so this doesn't really fit that nicely. Like I'm planning to, my immediate thought is to put a Lazy Susan right here, and this is going to take up a lot of space, so I'm just going to put this on the floor for now. And then if there's space at the very top, we'll put it at the top. These are all like duplicates like apple cider vinegar, which there's 2 over here, there's 2 up here, there's 2 pasta sauces here, 2 here. Right now I'm thinking that all the bulk stuff will be up here, so that's why those are separated from up here or over here. The goal is just to put it away in its spot. Right now, it doesn't have to be the perfect spot, but just give it a home and then we'll figure out what that perfect spot will be down the road. Okay, so now I'm putting back all the dry goods and things are already in containers just like this. So what you want to do is, since there's a lot of containers, you want to put the ones in the back that you don't use very often. For example, a big thing of baking soda. Like in our house, we don't really use baking soda that often, but we bought it at Costco a while ago. So we're going to go ahead and put it in the back of the pantry on that shelf, and then we'll put something in the front that we do use more often, like the coffee grinds. Okay, so let me tell you why I really like these airtight containers that we use in the pantry. So like I mentioned before, in our house we have all 3 of the different organizing styles, the functionalist, the perfectionist, and the creative. Now, these bins satisfy all of our organizing styles. Not only are they functional, since Ed is the functionalist, because everything is separated, everything is functional. All you do is you just take, you just pop the lid off and then take what you need. It's extremely functional. It's easy to access. It's down here. You can see what you have. It satisfies the creative because the bins are clear, and so you can just look on the shelf and immediately see what you're looking for. If these were not clear, then you wouldn't be able to see what was inside, or you wouldn't be able to see how much is left even if you had a label on the outside. So it's clear, so it's visible, and then it satisfies the perfectionist in me because everything is uniform. All the containers are the same, and so when I look at that shelf, I just get excited because it's uniform. So it satisfies all of our organizing styles, and that's the key to creating a system that is going to stick and it's going to last, and you're going to actually want to maintain it because it's designed and set up to the way you tick. Okay, so something else you can do in the pantry is if you buy a lot of, like for example, rice. If you have a lot of different types of rice, you probably don't want to get like a new container for each type of rice, like jasmine rice, brown rice, I don't know, white rice. So what you can do is you can just get one large airtight container and take all your different types of rices and put them in a Ziploc bag and then stick them in here so they're all sorted inside of one container. Like for example, there's like 4 different types of rice in here. And actually there's like 5, but they're all in different baggies, so we don't have to go out and buy a new bin for every type of rice that we have. So the same thing works for beans because there's so many different types of beans. You can also do the same thing for, well, that's about it. Beans, rice, that's, yeah, all I can think of. So I'm going to take this bag of rice and add it to this container so we can have different types in one container. Okay, so here's another tip. If you have brown sugar, then you probably know that it goes really hard even when you put it inside of an airtight container. So what you can do, there's 3 things you can do. You can either put a big marshmallow inside, or you can put a piece of bread inside, or you can go out and buy a, it's called like a brown sugar stone bear. You can get it at World Market and I think Bed Bath & Beyond. What you do is you just put any of those 3 items inside of here, and it's going to keep your brown sugar from getting really hard. So next time you use it, it's still going to be soft. Okay, so I found 2 boxes of tea bags just like this. And I also found 2 tea bag organizers that are already completely filled. So what I want to do is I want to make sure that there's all the flavors inside both of these. So it looks like you can tell these are all the same. So I'm going to pull out some of these and replace them with some of these pink ones for the raspberry tea, and then some of the green tea ones. And then what we'll do is we'll put all the extra tea bags in a Ziploc bag and then keep them at the top of the pantry. So when these get low, we'll just refill them. But one of each flavor is already in here. All right. Okay, so now that you've put everything back inside the pantry, in more or less the spot where you think it's going to go, now the next step is to find products that are going to maximize space and make everything super easy to access. Now, before we actually like shop the house or go online to do shopping, what you want to do is, if you are planning to organize the rest of the space, so for example, this is just one area in the kitchen. If you're planning to organize the rest of the kitchen, like the cabinets and the drawers and stuff, now is a good time to begin organizing that area before you actually go shopping, or else you're going to be shopping twice. So it's better to shop with one really long list of all the products you need for the kitchen, as opposed to going shopping right now and then coming back, putting your products in place, and then beginning your kitchen cabinets and then having to go shopping again. So shopping once saves a lot of time. So right now I'm just going to make a list of everything that I'm going to need, or more or less what I think I'm going to need, and then I'll take that list. I won't go shopping until I actually finish the kitchen. So we can just go ahead and make our list now. So what I'm thinking when I look at this space, I'm thinking that we will use Lazy Susans for all of our oils, vinegars, and all of our condiments over here, because I feel like Lazy Susans just make everything so accessible, and bottles that are round just fit really nicely on a round turntable. So I'm thinking 2 of those right here, and since these are 16-inch deep shelves, we can get a 16-inch Lazy Susan. So 1, 2, 3, and we'll have to do the measurements to see if we can fit 3 of them. Just eyeballing it, it looks like it will fit. And then down here with all the snacks, the breakfast foods, and the dinner foods, what I'm thinking is to use a nice big open basket to kind of contain all these baggies just like this, and then contain all of like these baggies, and then we'll take all the boxes and then store them upright. So we'll have to grab the measuring tape and measure and see, you know, whether we get 2 baskets or maybe it's 3 baskets. And then down on this shelf, all the airtight containers, looks like we're already good there. We still have open space there, so maybe we can either put a basket back there or use a Lazy Susan. And then at the very bottom, or this shelf down here, I would probably use the same size baskets of whatever we're going to use here, use them down there so it's consistent. And since I'm a perfectionist and I'm going to be using this space, having uniform baskets in 2 different shelves is going to look really nice. And as a perfectionist, if something, not to say that making it nice is the #1 priority, but it definitely helps. It's kind of like, what's the word? It's kind of like a deal breaker whether you're going to use it or not. It just affects how well you maintain the space. So for me, I'm going to look for uniform baskets. And then at the very bottom of the pantry, before we took everything out, we saw that there was a white basket on wheels, and it fit really nicely at the bottom floor. It was the right height, and it just worked really well. So I'm going to measure and see if we can do another white basket next to it, since that was really nice. And then at the very top of the pantry, probably find another basket for some of the bulk items, and then we'll put the paper towels in the corner, because they'll just fit nicely in the corner. And then on the empty space on the door, like I mentioned earlier, using a door rack, just hanging it over the door all the way down with baskets that are adjustable will work really well for all the spices and all the canned goods and some of the boxed dinner goods. So we'll go ahead and get that. So now that I kind of have a general idea of what I want, the first thing I want to do is I want to shop the house and see if there's any organizing products that I already have that I can just bring into the pantry before I run to the store and spend more money on organizing products. So whether it's going to the basement, going to the garage, going to other areas of the house, look for stuff that can be reused, and if it can, just go ahead and bring it into the space. And then if you don't have products, that's when you want to decide to go shopping. So what you want to do when you go shopping, and this is what I always do. Before I go shopping, I measure twice. So measure twice, shop once. It's going to save you time of having to go back to the store and return items that don't fit because of errors when you measured. And then also you want to shop online. So a lot of online retailers, for example, like the Container Store, Target, there's other stores also, they include dimensions on all of the organizing products, like a bin, a basket, a shelf. So kind of doing a little bit of planning up front and finding organizing products that fit to your exact space will save you time actually like going to the store and shopping in the store. Just do it online when you're at home. So yeah, so that's just another tip for saving time while you're shopping. All right, so after we do the shopping, the last part of organizing the pantry is doing all of your tagging and your labeling. So we will get to that after we grab our organizing products.